To pray, there's no angels where I go, only pieces that are broken, scattered dreams across the floor. I'm home.
Alrighty, hello everybody. This is Kira's show here. Now, some people wanted this, some people did not. But just because I'm releasing part 1 does not mean that I am stopping the Ghoul series. So, let us begin. We will pick up with Izuku Midoriya. He's in school. He is watching everyone around him manifest powers, quirks. And he's just simply thinking, that is amazing. I wonder what my quirk's gonna be. It's gonna be just like my mom's, right? No, wait, just like my dad's. It's gonna be awesome. Wait, no, I want to quirk just like All Might's. That being a few of the things running through his head. As he does hear a lot of kids talking, trying to see Bakugo. Sparks flying in his hands. And a lot of people congratulating him, saying that his quirk looks pretty cool. A lot of teachers saying that his quirk might be dangerous. And that, well, if they tell him that, then he's just going to be a villain. That being one thing Midoriya hears. As the teachers begin to start congratulating him on his quirk, saying that it will be the best one that they've seen. And Bakugo getting that rise in his confidence. Midoriya walking up and just saying that it's a really amazing quirk. As Bakugo, someone just begins to show it off a bit more, trying his hardest to create bigger and bigger explosions, letting off a small poof in his hand, bigger than the rest, and everyone being completely amazed. Midoriya thinking, his quirk is going to be better than that though, isn't it? Can it be? Well, we'll just have to see. Now, let us cut to the doctor's office. A few days or weeks later. The doctor is telling the kid that he is quirkless. There is never going to be a chance for him to ever have a quirk. And that he should probably just give up on, well, what was it? A hero career. Or let alone the idea of being one. Midoriya completely heartbroken. And frozen. Not really sure what to say. The idea of giving up on his dream, of being a hero, is not something he's ever thought about. He's always thought about just being one. Being the hero who can save everyone, just like All Might. So why? Why does he have to give up? But even without a quirk, I can still be a hero, right? Sorry, kid. Not a chance. Without a quirk, you'll probably die. On your first day. Besides, I don't believe that there would ever be a chance, well, to be a good one either. Most heroes, even small-time ones, they have water quirks, possibly even fire quirks. Similar to the number 2 hero Endeavor. Their quirks they have to use very limitedly because of the drawbacks to them. Or I believe it's sometimes the way they work. But hey, you could still try it. Then again, you'd only be a neighborhood hero. Anything bigger than a man with a gun or a man with a knife, hey, you'd probably die. But then again, you could probably be a police officer. Something like that. That way you are at least trained properly to do all that stuff. So, you could still help people, just differently, I guess. Midoriya, still not really sure what to say. The doctor did bring up an interesting point, but he doesn't care about that. He wants to be a hero. As he does go home, and go through the same things as Kane and Midoriya. At night, later in the day, he falls asleep. And he has a dream. A very, very strange one. All of a sudden, he finds himself somewhere else. All he can really make out is the darkness around him. The way things look and the way things feel. The glow. As he sees dots. Small ones, simple ones. Ones that he can reach out and touch. As he looks out, grabbing one. Now, this is where he does wake up in the morning. And, well, today is a bit odd. As soon as Midoriya wakes up, there's a lot of commotion going around. On the news, along with outside. Midoriya, he's hearing his mom talk to someone. Talk to Mitsuki on the phone. As she's basically just running around and trying to find different things around the house. Opening different drawers and grabbing them. Before at least just setting them down and doing what she's regularly doing. With a phone, basically attached to her ear. She's only using one hand. As she's basically talking to Mitsuki and asking about Kachan's quirk. And if she's really sure that it happened. Midoriya kinda confused. As he does get breakfast and hear about what's going on the news. All of a sudden, quirks stopped working. All quirks seemingly disappeared. Even people with mutations. Now, that is especially odd, and Midoriya hearing that is not sure what to say. Why would all the quirks disappear? As he does look at his mother. Kinda confused. Asking exactly what is going on, or what happens. As she just begins to state that his quirks, or, well, Kachan's quirk is gone. Seemingly everyone's quirk is gone. They don't know what happened. But everyone thinks this is weird, difficult. Even my quirk's not working. Izuku, I'm not sure what to say. It's just bizarre. Anyways, you need to at least eat your breakfast. Eat your cereal, and then I can take you to school. And, well, we can worry about this conversation later. Midoriya just looking at the bowl in front of him. It is a bowl of cornflakes. Midoriya doesn't really want cornflakes. Asking his mom if he can have pancakes instead. Her turning to him and saying that they don't have pancakes, let alone the mix. Before he does see her face, turn a bit confused. And her eyes widen as Midoriya looks back at the table to see a giant stack of pancakes in front of him. Along with the fact that they have syrup and chocolate on them. Chocolate chip pancakes. Midoriya just looking at that. As his mother asks exactly what happened. I don't know, I just said I wanted pancakes. Okay. Isuku? Are you feeling different at all? A change in the way you feel, the way you think, anything? Not really. All I really just feel is normal. Okay, well. Can you say you want your All Might figurine? And go thinking that might be different, right? Midoriya just saying that he wants his All Might figurine. It's appearing in his hand. As he just looks down at it, confused. His eyes widening as he thinks, wait, I have a quirk? It would appear so. Inko trying her best to stay calm, asking Izuku if he would like to go to the doctor and try and get it diagnosed. That being where Midoriya has the thought cross his mind. He really should go to the hospital and find out what his quirk is. As Midoriya and Inko disappear from their home, and they're in the doctor's office. Back in the same scenario. Midoriya looking down to see that he's in the same shirt, along with the All Might toy in his hand, as the doctor looks up and looks around, as he looks down at the board confused, before looking up to see this young boy once again. And he does ask Inko exactly what just happened. I'm not too sure. This might be difficult to explain. We were just at home. Well, I was making my rounds with my patients this morning and I arrived here. In fact, wait, isn't this the same office? I was in the next city over. Yes, we believe he did. Well, he said he wanted something. Then it sort of just happened. Does that have anything to do with this? Okay, I believe that we should run some tests. Young man. First question. As he begins to at least think about it. The young boy wanted something. He wanted pancakes, they appeared. He wanted his All Might toy, it appeared. He wanted to get his quirk diagnosed. He reappeared. He's guessing the kid thought about the other day, right? Well, that does make sense. But as he does actually check his coat, finding that the change he had in his pocket is the exact same amount. That is weird. He spent it at the vending machine later that day to get coffee, and it's still in his jacket. In fact, he remembers these coins. Now, he does actually ask Midoriya, would he like to meet All Might? What? Yes, is he here? All Might's just appearing. Confused, he does actually look around, trying to find out what's going on. As he looks down to see a young boy in front of him, along with turning around and seeing a doctor. Him just asking exactly what is going on. I was talking with someone this morning. Excuse me. Where am I? Well, that does actually provide information. Sorry about that, Mr. All Might. I'm trying to get this kid's quirk diagnosed. I thought it was a form of teleportation. And that does add to my theory. So I'm sorry if this inconvenienced you. I see. Well, that is a very powerful quirk. And you might be Izuku Midoriya, correct? Yes, how did you know? I don't actually know. Well then, this is odd. I feel like I know who you are, but at the same time I can't pin the right answer. Alright, well. Sorry to do this to you, young man, but I do need to leave. I have to continue all of my hero work. Then again, I guess I do need to actually go see my old friend again. Hero work is a bit odd right now. Right now it's basically just people trying to help other people. And calm down the riots. Really, All Might? Can I help with my quirk? Well, I'm not too sure that. As the doctor's phone gets a news report, along with All Might actually opening up a patch on his belt and pulling out his own phone, along with Inko's phone actually ringing. It is a news report saying that the rioters disappeared, and that they're all seemingly just back to how they were, along with the fact that their quirks reappeared. That confusing everyone. All Might just turned to the boy and asking if he can say that he wants everyone's quirks to return. Midoriya then saying the line as All Might feels one for all, returned back to his body, along with Inko's telekinesis, and the doctor's own quirk. Now, I'm aware that this is the doctor that diagnosed Midoriya as a kid, and he's all for one's doctor. But for the sake of it, he didn't physically age. He was aging internally. Now, with that said, All Might is completely in shock. Everyone around the world, he's fairly certain that all of their quirks returned, as he does look outside, along with looking down the hospital. Everyone around them is already using their quirks, and figuring out exactly what happens, along with the news reporting that everything seems to have gone back to normal. And All Might does begin to at least think, this young man, he just, that's not possible. This has to be some sort of coincidence, but at the same time, he knows it's not. Something is very wrong. This boy's power is godly. As he does turn back to Midoriya, asks the young man if he wants to be a hero. Midoriya then saying yes, before his All Might onesie pops onto him, out of nowhere. And All Might somewhat tries to hold back a laugh and a smile, before Inko does at least say that she's very, very sorry about that. All Might then going on to explain that it's perfectly fine. This young boy, if he is going to be a hero, he's very happy about that, especially since he has the best quirk he has ever seen in a very, very long time. In fact, it's the best quirk I've ever seen in my entire life. Now, the doctor does confirm that, and that he has to diagnose his quirk. You seem to have the ability to bend reality. So, as he looks down at the board, going to write down the name. It already being filled in. Isuku Midoriya. Age 4 years old, birthday July 15th, quirk, reality bender. Him a bit surprised, before just looking back up to the boy and asking if he has any control over how he does that. Midoriya is someone just shaking his head. No. As he actually does head to school that morning. Everyone is still trying to get things reorganized. And Bakugo is at least messing around with his quirk again. All the young students are during lunchtime. Or, not lunchtime, recess. And trying to figure out everything. As they do ask Midoriya if he does have a quirk. Or exactly, is he, well, quirkless? We think it's called? At least that's what our mom said. Yeah, this morning was very weird. And again, I still don't understand why we all had to come to school. Bakugo, as one of the teachers do say, saying that school is a very important thing to do. Bakugo is someone just saying, yeah, he gets it. Heroes can't be stupid. Saying that very sarcastically. Now, Midoriya goes on stating that he does have a quirk. And, well, he met All Might. A lot of people not believing him. As Midoriya does say, it's true. And that he can prove it. As he turns his head, saying that he bets he can turn that tree into something else. In fact, say what you want me to turn the tree into, and I will do it. A lot of kids staring at him. A lot of them actually gathering around. Midoriya has a quirk, and they want to know what it is. Bakugo sarcastically saying that he wants him to turn that tree into gold. Or what was it? A metal. Something very, very, very heavy. Midoriya looking at it. The tree not really doing anything. In fact, it doesn't really move at all. Everyone somewhat is starting to laugh, as they all do walk over. As soon as they do touch the tree, it is hard as metal, hard as steel. Everyone at least looking at that. As Midoriya, he then tries again. Gold. He turned it into steel. However, it did keep the regular tree appearance. As soon as Midoriya thought gold and yellow are the same sentence, the tree turned yellow and turned into gold. It's toppling backwards and hearing a loud thud. All the students in shock. Teachers coming running out and seeing the commotion. Since this tree, what happened? All of the kids just saying that Midoriya did it with his quirk. Midoriya is just bringing his hands up saying that he's very, very sorry, and that he'll fix it. The teacher just staring at him saying that she is very certain that he cannot fix it. As she turns around saying that she's pretty sure that she'll have to call, seeing that the tree is back in place, and is no longer gold. Very confused. Now, this is whenever everyone just starts to crowd around him, saying that his quirk is amazing. What else can he do with it? Midoriya, not really sure. Trying many different things. In fact, he did think of one. Bakugo's quirk was very cool. So, he wanted to try seeing if he could do it. As he just brings his hands up and thinks. Explosion. As soon as he thinks that, a large explosion burst upwards into the air, out of his hand. Bigger than anything anyone has ever seen. Midoriya was standing a pretty far distance away from the building, about 20 feet away from it. As soon as Midoriya blasted outwards, the blast hit part of the building, meaning that entire blast was 40 feet wide. And Midoriya, he didn't even really flinch or move from where he was standing. As a lot of smoke begins to surround the air, and Midoriya, he's just staring up at that, before looking back down at his hands, and thinking about different powers, thinking about what he could do. As he starts to use different abilities, he starts messing around with different things, impressing quite a lot of people. Before he does think about one power, telepathy. It sounds really cool and interesting. As he begins to use it. However, this has a drawback. As soon as Midoriya begins to use it, he can hear everything. Hear everyone talking. In fact, he's become the subject of a few of the kids' conversations. And he can hear them all individually. But all at once, too. It doesn't make sense. All these thoughts, all these things, all these languages. Unable to understand anything. Except for the ones that he can hear. Or at least try and make out. Just trying to focus on them. Now, with that being said, Midoriya does go home. Eventually arriving. Before at least just telling all the voices to shut up. Or to be quiet. Get out of his head. Before it all just stops. Midoriya is still able to hear them, but at the same time, they're quiet, unsure of what to even do, looking down at his hands and thinking. His quirk is powerful, but it's too powerful. I just wanted something like my mom's telekinesis. Everything is starting to float around the room, along with Midoriya at least somewhat letting out a scream as he does float upwards into the air. Inko running into the room and seeing what's going on. Confused. Midoriya just floating there just says that he's not too sure what's going on. He just wanted his mom's telekinesis. Something like that. Her understanding it a bit better. Anytime Midoriya says he wants something, he gets it. Telling him to at least just calm down and to focus on his, well, going down. Her just motioning her hand up and then bringing it down. Midoriya trying to do that. Unaware of what he's doing, he somehow does it, exactly like his mom said. Before just asking his mom if it's possible that he's too strong. I'm not too certain, Zuko. But I'm sure everything will be fine. You'll be okay. It's okay. Now, Midoriya does have one question in his mind. One thing he's not too certain about. Trying to think. For some reason he knows that he's strong, that he can do anything. But he just doesn't know why. When did he get this quirk? Is it even a quirk? I can create things, teleport, bend reality? What does that even mean? But I can even create quirks that I want. I had Bakugo's, I had my mom's. Midoriya just trying to think and understand. At the same time curious. He wants to know where this power came from. However, that does not come to him. He doesn't get the answer to that question, let alone understand it. That being the only thing that left him curious. He wanted something and his power didn't give it to him. So, his only question is why? Why didn't that work? With that being said, I do hope you guys enjoyed. And for those of you wondering if this is going to be a hero or a villain series, it's going to be its own thing. Since, well, being a hero and having the power to bend reality, that's too OP. There's no challenge. For a villain, it's, hey, I want to conquer the world. Snap, you're done. Now, with that being said, I do hope you guys enjoyed.